But when they're writing, like let's say this is my arm, and my elbow should just barely be hanging off. My forearm and those 3 fingers I talk about are resting here. Are my 2 fingers rather. My 3 fingers hold the pencil, and these 2 fingers are my resting fingers. Let me reposition. Okay, what they want to do when they get to the bottom is they want to, a lot of students will have their paper here, and they're going to be writing like this with their whole arm hanging off. The paper moves. So their left hand, which I can't do this at the moment, but their left hand can move the paper up. This paper swings like it's like stuck right here. Or this arm swings like it's stuck, and I can just move back and forth as I need across the paper. I do not need to move the paper moves. So my left hand's job is to push the paper up, so this hand just keeps writing and the paper keeps moving up. And then you have that whole forearm being so stable on the table. So that is the other thing students need to focus on. Correct posture, or correct holding of the pencil. 2 fingers are the resters, forearm is the rester. It swings like it's anchored, and then the paper moves up and down, and then our feet are flat on the floor and we're sitting straight up. We're not, I mean, I've seen the funniest ways where kids will sit sideways in a chair, one leg standing, one leg, no, we're gonna sit straight in good posture. So that right there is the keys to at least even having a foundation of good handwriting. Now let's talk about the pencils. So I like to geek out on things, right? So I got a scale, and there was no way I could do this and hold the video, but I mean, I guess I could have gotten a camera stand, but that would have been fun. But you should try this at home with your own pencils and get some of these good ones. But I kept the weight about 5 ounces of pressure, and I didn't touch the scale. I just put my paper on here and then watch the scale. And whenever I would go above like 5.45 ounces, I would release pressure and try and keep it about the same. So I'd pause and then continue on, keeping it about the same. So these are the pencils I want to show you. This is just a cheap promo pencil, like from, you know, a university is giving out a free pencil at a convention. I also tried an Amazon pencil, like everyone buys those in bulk, and Amazon will recommend them, just a cheap Amazon pencil. This is the blue and white DOMS. This is the Blackwing, I'll talk about in a second, and the Mitsubishi. These 3 are my favorite pencils, and you can see why. If I'm holding the same amount of pressure on each of these, look at the darkness of the lines. The cheap pencils give you this unpleasing gray line, and these ones are quite a dark gray, and they all were freshly sharpened, so that wasn't the issue. It wasn't because one was sharper or not. It's because high quality pencils have more graphite, or just, I don't even know. I'm sure it's like a secret recipe, but they have a better amount of graphite versus clay, or they don't have clay. But these are made quality. The DOMS is the one I told you about that can do the thicks and the thins by applying pressure. Probably the other 2 can as well, but especially the DOMS I was impressed with. Like I said, it's inexpensive because it is made in India, but it doesn't mean it's not quality. Okay, so let's talk about the pencils. DOMS, like I said, I like this blue. I've been buying this blue and gray one. X1 Extra Super Dark DOMS, made in India. Then we have the Blackwing, which the people who did the Looney Tunes, the guy who did the Looney Tunes, the person who helped illustrate Snow White, DOMS has been a staple in America Blackwing has been a staple in America for so long, but the company that made it like died, and so the pencils went away. But these, like the guy who did the Looney Tunes, I think it was him who said, "Bury me with my Blackwing." Like these pencils were so well known and so popular for so long. Well, a company bought them and brought them back. They almost had like a cult following, and the lead is probably very similar lead to this one, because the lead is both made in Japan. So the Japanese have really incredible lead. Mitsubishi is a Japanese pencil, and the lead is really wonderful. And but the neat thing is the wood is I think it's from Sacramento, but they're California cedars. So this is partially made in America, and then they take the lead to Japan. I have no idea about either of these 2. This is an Indian pencil. I assume it's made in India. The Mitsubishi is also an excellent pencil. This is a 4B. It comes in so many different, like, how would you say that? Like boldnesses. And the 4B is the one I settled on liking the best. But like all the Mitsubishis are good, but the 4B, I feel like gives a nice blackness. The Blackwing comes in 3 different, well, it comes in a lot, but the 3 main ones are there's a gray one, a white one, and a black one. The white one is kind of like a middle ground for writing a lot. The black one is even a bit darker than this line. It even is a little darker, but the downside is it will, you'll lose lead faster because it gives more lead. I don't know about the Mitsubishi being the same if it gives, I haven't like tested that, like how quickly the lead goes down. I just really settle on this one, usually, or the DOMS. I like the Mitsubishi too, but I grab the Blackwing first is my preference. And so, like I said, I settled on the Pearl, which is the middle one between, the gray is supposed to be a little lighter even, like it releases even less lead. The middles and the white is a nice middle ground, and the black would be probably more comparable to this one. You can see the lead is like majorly fat in the Mitsubishi, which is kind of cool. I don't know what the purpose of that is, why they made the lead so huge. Oh, interesting, like cheap pencil. With the Amazon, I went to sharpen it again and the entire lead came out. Like that's not gonna happen with this pencil. Like look at that. But the whole lead just pulled out of the pencil because it got stuck in the pencil sharpener. The Blackwing makes the most amazing pencil sharpener you've ever seen. It's a 2-step pencil sharpener. They have other ones, I haven't used them, but they all have the same purpose, a super long point. And my kids have lost it. It's a $15 sharpener and they lost it somewhere, I think in the garage. I don't know why it was in the garage. So none of these were sharpened with that sharpener, but if I could show you, it's like phenomenal and it makes the longest, like thickest point. It's so cool. And you first sharpen it like fat and then you use the second thing to sharpen it fine. And that's how the 2-step sharpener works. And I promise you, you've never used a sharpener like it. Like there's not any sharpener in the world that is like that sharpener. So I highly recommend the $15 Blackwing 2-step sharpener. It's worth it. You can use it on any pencil, but it does make the Blackwings, like you invest in them, you might as well get your full worth. So these two are a little more expensive. The DOMS is definitely cheaper. The DOMS comes with an eraser and a little sharpener. The sharpener's fine. It's nothing like the Blackwing one. The Blackwings come in a box like this, which is cool because it's its own like pencil cup essentially, but a really nice box. And there's a lot more in there. It was really full. I forget how many come in here. Oh, there you 12. You get 12 of them in there. So they're a little more pricier, but they are, you know, partially made in America and it's an American company. So that's kind of cool. We talked about the pencils. Now let's talk about paper. So Clairefontaine, and I hope I'm saying it right, it's a French word. It's a French company. It's all made in France. French students have really incredible handwriting and they just have a higher standard quality of paper than we do, I think. But this is Clairefontaine paper. It's been around since the 1800s. Rhodia is a lot more well-known in America. Yeah, like this is all written. No, it's not. It's French. It's French on the back too. But Rhodia is just more popular in America, but it actually is Clairefontaine paper. They own this company, but most people will know Rhodia over this one. And the paper, when you touch it, it's just smooth as butter, like just smooth, smooth, smooth. So the paper that's actually in this one is even a little bit better. It's a little thicker, but it can handle even a fountain pen and you won't see through. Like it's pretty awesome. You just have to give it a second to dry, or you get what I call a blotter paper and you stick it here and then you can flip your page, no problem. And it'll blot on your blotter page and it'll dry within like 5 seconds, but usually you don't want to sit around and wait for things to dry. So you just use your blotter paper and flip to the next side. The French ruled paper is really excellent for handwriting. So imagine our paper in America. It's like 2 lines with some dots in the middle, but that's not very precise. Like, why don't they give us a few more dotted lines? The French do. People come to America from France looking just for this paper because they know how good it is in France and they want it. So they'll source out like specialty shops to find the Clairefontaine paper. So how it works, and this is not like you can do it in many ways, but I gave you 2 examples. So you have 4 lines. I've made my capital letters, my ascenders, be 3 lines tall. And then if you're a small writer, you can make your lowercase letters be 1 line tall. And that helps you with precision as you're trying to write nice and neat. Or I'm actually a bigger writer, so I would prefer to do it this way. I'll make my capitals be 3 lines tall, and my lowercase letters are going to be 2 lines tall. Example with some descenders. You would do 1 line tall here, and you could even probably do 1 line here, but I like 2. I think 2 gives it a nice width. Or you can do 2 and 2. So this adds a little more precision when you're writing versus just, hey, wherever you feel like above the dotted line or wherever you feel below. This also allows for more geometric designs. It increases your writing. Like, you'll just find you write neater with these. People say that, have you ever seen the dot papers? That's also, Clairefontaine sells a lot of those too. And people will say they write better with the gridded dots than they do with just straight lines. So things to consider, things to help our children's handwriting. We can give them high quality pencils that release the friction, and we can give them high quality paper that is smooth, that has lines that are going to help them with their handwriting. And then all we have to focus is on the other three things, which is posture, holding the pencil correctly, and keeping your arm properly on the table. That's just 3 things. So if we can eliminate these 2 things for our kids, they'll have a lot more success with their writing. All right. Hope you have a great day and hope that was helpful.